Welcome into episode 6 of the Preferred Experience. Will Barrett and the Millzer here with you again. Once again, as we turn the page on the next chapter of the Preferred Experience, this time stepping out of the studio and on location here at Robert Trent Jones Golf Trail.
We're on the road, man. That's going to be something we'll do from time to time here. We
dabble a little bit.
Well,
but we're still in the AC, which is a blessing.
Yeah, I made sure of that.
Even though it's a morning here at RTJ and the cloud covers out and it's about 79, 80 degrees outside, it's about 100% humidity. And
we were just talking to DJ Steve Haynes, who had been out there warming up on the driving range, and it looked like he'd done run a marathon because his sweat was pouring off of him. And
but we're here for the second annual Marlon and Marcus Foundation Celebrity Golf Tournament, and we've seen a few come in already. We've seen Marlon, we've seen Andruw Jones of Atlanta Braves fame, should be Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Andruw Jones, Brian Jordan was here, Reggie Sanders was here.
We even have some of our local legends
true.
too. As I see Austin Golson over there.
Austin Golson walking around. He's hard to miss. He's a mountain.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's the one you don't miss in a crowded room.
He's a mountain walking around. And I think people forget just how good Austin Golson was.
Oh man.
I mean, and probably could still be.
Yeah.
For a few plays at least.
Yeah. I'm sure you get 2 or 3 plays out of him. But
yeah. He's not as good as he was once, but he's good once as he's ever been, probably.
Yes.
Man, but it's a great morning for golf.
Yeah.
No sun, to be July. What's today? July 29th.
June 20.
June.
We ain't quite made it July yet, but we're knocking on the door.
It's almost July, and it's less than 80 degrees at 8:15 in the morning.
Yeah,
that's a blessing for a tournament like this. But I was here last night for the for the All-Star party and the live auction. And let me tell you, this place was, the clubhouse was packed inside and outside. DJ Steve Haynes was spinning the tracks, and people were spending money left and right. They're given to this foundation. Really, really showing how much this community rallies around their people.
Yes, we're talking about the Marlon and Marcus Foundation, and it's just outstanding what these two Prattville kids, I'm gonna call them kids, they're still kids to me, but these two Prattville kids have put together to try to better the community and improve the community with their community center idea, and the effort that they put into to put these tournaments and events together to raise money for it. And they do it top notch and first class all the way.
They do, absolutely. And I think, can you call people a kid if they're actually retired?
That I don't know. But Marlon Anderson will always be a kid to me. Sorry. Because I saw him play when he was a kid. So he will be a kid. And Marcus will never grow up, so I'll call him a kid anyway.
That's true. That is true. We haven't even seen Marcus yet. I know it's early in the morning for a Marcus Jackson showing, but he'll be here eventually.
Yeah. I had to give him heck. I told him, man, I was here an hour earlier for your golf tournament. I was here an hour before you for your own golf tournament.
That's right. But they put on an excellent party last night. There was food and drink and like I said, live auction stuff, and people were just really handing over donations to the Marlon Marcus Foundation, and it all goes to making a safe place for underserved kids in this community.
Yes.
The Marlon and Marcus Foundation has this idea of a dream center on the campus of North Highland Community Center, where it is right now, over in down MLK Drive, and one day it will come to fruition. It's going to take more, like Marlon said last night, it's going to take more than a couple golf tournaments to make that happen.
Yes.
But it's coming. It's going to take years of patience and years of grinding, but these guys are dedicated. I really believe we're going to see it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said, it's going to take more than a couple of golf tournaments. But the thing is, you got to make those first steps to make it happen.
Yeah.
And these are the first steps. These last 2 golf tournaments they put together, they're the first steps. But as we've clearly seen, the support that he gets, that Marlon and Marcus get from Marlon's celebrity friends are always here to support him. And like I said, the community turns out to support the golf tournament, and I think they're full up again. So I mean, it's just outstanding to see the contribution that these 2 individuals put into to their city, and you can't speak enough upon it. Speak enough about how much they mean to the community.
Absolutely, we talked about it. We talk about it all the time. That's one of the things that makes this community great, is the people that continue to put back into it. People that have even moved away. Like Marlon lives in Atlanta now,
yes.
But this is his home, and this is where he puts his time and energy. And so it's a real blessing to have this event here today. A lot of people still pouring in here to the clubhouse, checking in, getting ready, hitting some practice balls. Second annual Marlon and Marcus golf tournament. I just saw Andruw Jones walk by.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say, excuse me, sir, do you know that you're Andruw Jones? When you talk about the greats of the 90s, Andruw Jones has got to be top of the list.
Yeah.
I mean, should be a Hall of Famer in my book. If he comes on, I want to talk about the 2 homers he hit in Yankee Stadium at 19 years old in the World Series Game 1. 1996, I believe.
Yeah. Let me tell you, you watch baseball and you think of the baseball players just average-sized humans. You get beside Andruw Jones, he's not an average-sized human.
He's a big boy.
His shoulders are as wide as this table we're sitting at.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah. I bet he hit a golf ball 150 yards easy.
And I believe his son is one of the top players in the state of Georgia. Mm-hmm. And
coming along.
Yeah.
Like father, like son.
Well, we're going to get some guests on here, and we're going to just talk about the support they give for the Marlon and Marcus Foundation. And
well, like we said, we would have celebrities on here tonight. On this
I'm
morning.
not sure about that.
Well, I am sure. In my mind, I'm talking to celebrity. We've got Reggie Sanders on here right now, and Reggie Sanders is one of my favorite players from the 90s. Growing up watching Braves baseball, being a huge Braves fan. We talked about this last night. Like I love watching Reggie Sanders play because you never took a play off, all-time hustle. And you did things on the field the right way and off the field the right way. And glad to have you on. Thanks for spending some time with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, what a great event to be a part of as well. And Marlon Anderson's been a very, very close friend for a very long time. And then through that relationship, through the Cardinals in 2004 and 2005, we became best friends. Mm-hmm. And so here we are today. I'm supporting him, and he helped support me as well through my endeavors too.
Well, it's hard not to be friends with Marlon, right?
Yeah.
What a good guy.
Yeah, he is a great guy.
But you've carried your game. You retired in was it 99, 2001?
2007.
2007.
Yeah.
2007. So 07, baseball on the field ends for you, but it doesn't stop in your life. You've carried it on to pour into other players. Tell us about what you're doing now in your foundation.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a couple of things. So I retired in 07 from the Kansas City Royals, and so during that time, I probably took about 4 or 5 years off, and really poured back into my family, 4 girls and my wife, and then so I started to get the itch again about getting back into the game.
Yep.
And so. I saw Dayton Moore, who's the president of the Kansas City Royals, and he was coming in town in Myrtle Beach where his in-laws live, and he said, hey man, if you ever want to get back into baseball, just let me know. And I said, okay, cool. So fast forward to 3 months later, we ran into each other again. He said, have you considered getting back into baseball? I said, you know what, let's start having some conversations centered around that. So oftentimes when they're courting former players to come back into an organization, conversations are pretty much go the same way. But the thing that really resonated with me, what Dayton said, and what their culture is all about, they're mostly concerned about the 90% of players that don't make it than the ones that do. So you always hear about the 10% they go on, maybe go to the majors and maybe have a long career or a short career, but you've heard about them before.
Right.
But what about the 90% of players that you never hear about and the things of their journey? So what we do is we have a system in place where we help foster and cultivate them, not only on the field but off the field, in terms of transitioning in whatever life capacity they're in.
That's fantastic. And you talk about the grind of baseball. Once you get into the major leagues, or even beyond high school, baseball becomes a lifestyle if you're going to make anything of it, right? If you're going to make a go at it. And 162 games a year, I mean, that's got to be tremendously difficult if you're going to be a family man, if you're going to have priorities off the field, and getting that straight off the field has got to be a real challenge. You got to have your mind right before that big grind really kicks in, and you help a lot with that.
Yeah. So, it's about management, right? It's about understanding what the challenges are, and then also the people that are surrounding you to help support you through those challenges as well. And so, oftentimes as ball players, we are so one-dimensional in focusing just on one aspect of what baseball brings, and that's on the field. But there's other factors that plays into the equation as well, as you alluded to: family, finance, as well as the character of the individual from a holistic perspective. And then you got the game itself. So one of the things that we focus on as a ball player is the wholeness of the individual.
Yeah.
So you got the mindset, you got the heart set, you got the health set, and you got the spiritual as well. And so if you focus on those components pretty much every single day, you're in balance, you're in line, and then you can go out and do what you need to do to help manage those challenges that are in your face every single day.
The spirit, mind, and body, perfectly equilateral triangle, right?
That's right.
If you can get that right, everything else falls into place.
That's right.
Well, talking about the sport in general right now, the game has changed so much from when you played to where it is now.
Yeah.
What do you see as do you think baseball itself is trending in the right direction, or you think that there needs to be a course correction somewhere along the way here?
Yeah, I think it's baseball, the old traditional way is still a part of the game. It's hard to change and shift that particular piece of it. I think there are nuances within the game that could be better. I think one of the things that's resonating right now is kind of like the timing, how long the game is, trying to shorten that a little bit, implement things in that is more engaging for the fan experience. I do like the fact when there's a play and then they have to call New York and then they tell the fans in terms of what the call was.
Right.
I think that's pretty cool. I think that's a great thing.
You get it right.
And you exactly. So I think that there are nuances within that system that they're trying to vet to make sure that it can be sustainable as we move forward to shorten the game itself. So yeah, I'm all for it.
The shortening the game thing. And notice this, baseball, like any other sport's a spectator sport. Without fans, there's no baseball. So what do you do? I mean, so if fans want a shortened experience, then that's what you kind of got to go that direction. But it wasn't always that way.
It wasn't.
We live in the ADD generation now, where we want things quick,
Right.
now.
Right.
But baseball's a thinking man's game.
It is. But part of that too. You think about. You think about now is heavily televised. From a marketing perspective, there's so many things that plays into that equation from a timing perspective when you're watching on television. I think that there's so much money being involved into the game. It creates more. It creates more longevity from a game perspective in timing. It's interesting. Like in the minor league system, like when I go and see some of the affiliates, you got the clock now in terms of when a pitcher's on the mound, he has 14 seconds before he pitches the ball. That will be introduced into, I think, Major League Baseball next year.
Wow.
From a clock perspective. Then you also have some other scenarios with the strike zone. with the zone of that, and then you hear a sound, and then they're going to have to utilize that as well. So that will minimize some of the time as well. I think some of those things, I think they're great. I think it adds another value, and it also engages the fan a little bit more of understanding of what these processes that goes into the game as well. So I'm all for it.
Okay, last question
Yes,
for
sir.
you. Most difficult pitcher you ever faced?
Oof. There were a lot of them. Okay. From the left side, I would say Randy Johnson.
He's scary.
Yeah.
Because he can step halfway to the plate.
I mean, he was already there. Yeah. As soon as he released the ball, he's halfway there. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And then it's from the right-handed side. It's at my back foot already, that slider. So he's definitely one. And then from the right side, I would say the guy, Kerry Wood.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cubs pitcher.
with the Cubs. So Kerry Wood, because I was a middle to low ball to my knees hitter, and then Kerry was a guy that was right at your eyesight, where it looked so good, and every time I would swing through it. And so Kerry Wood was definitely a guy that when I knew he was pitching, I was not sleeping that night.
Okay. I got one more.
Yes, sir.
I got one quick thing I need to ask you.
Yes, sir.
We need an embarrassing anecdote on
Marlon.
Come on, something. It's got to be something that we can make fun of him, because we love making fun of him.
Yeah. Let's see.
Stacy does. I don't.
Yeah. He was waiting, right? He was waiting. Oh, my God.
Hey, you got to keep these big stars in check.
Yeah,
man.
you do. You do. Dang, let's see. I don't know.
I was going to say,
He's that
I was
good.
about to say, with him being that
Yeah, nice.
that nice a guy,
Yeah.
you can't find. That's what I've been trying to dig dirt on him, and I can't find any dirt.
Reggie probably knows, but MLB's a brotherhood.
There you go.
Yeah, there was a fraternity there. That's right. And not one that I could share anyway. Right.
Well, thank you for coming on
Absolutely.
with us, Reggie.
Man, it's a blessing having you here.
Hey,
I enjoyed
what a
getting to know
pleasure.
you.
Yes, sir.
Hit him straight today.
Thank you.
Yes,
Yes, sir. Thank you. Y'all be well.
Reggie Sanders, man, what an honor. What an honor.
We got another big honor sitting down with us right now,
Lotion,
man.
Ain't no sun out.
Man, the stars just keep rolling in.
Well, none bigger than the one we got sitting across the table from us right now. Andruw freaking Jones sitting right here at the table.
The host of the Marlon and Marcus Foundation golf tournament.
I saw you in the parking lot, and I wanted to stop you then, and I wanted to say, excuse me, sir, do you know that you're Andruw Jones?
I really don't, I was Andruw Jones when I played baseball, and now I'm just
No, you're just dad.
I'm just a dad and hanging out playing golf in golf tournaments. That's it.
What's it like to, your son now is one of the upcoming stars, the rising stars in Georgia in the baseball circus right now. What's that like to watch him doing that, following in your footsteps?
I hope he don't follow my footsteps. I hope he be better than me. I'm just proud of him. I'm proud of the decision that he make at a young age, and I'm just here to guide him and put him in the right direction so he can achieve his goals that he want to do in life.
Awesome, man. I remember when you were 19 years old, just come up into the majors, called up by the Braves. World Series, what is it, Game 1 in Yankee Stadium? 2 home runs. As a 19-year-old kid in the house that Ruth built. I mean, what was that? What was that like?
Oh wow! I mean, I really didn't think much about anything. To be honest with you, in '96, I was just trying to win a championship in A-ball, and I got lucky enough to continue to put good numbers and get a chance to keep going up. And 4 or 5 months later, I was in the World Series. I really didn't think I was going to be in the World Series, but I think Bobby Cox knew and the front office knew that we were going to probably face the Yankees, and the Yankees had a lot of left-handed pitchers, and the Braves had a lot of left-handed hitters. So they wanted to balance the lineup, and they gave me the opportunity, me and Jermaine Dye, the opportunity to come out there and help from the right side. So I was lucky enough to get the opportunity, and I was lucky enough to take advantage of mistakes that people did.
And probably the whole thing is if you'd actually thought about it, you probably just froze up. At that point, in your career, you're just out there playing.
Like I say,
if you think about it from a historical standpoint, then you're done.
like I say before, I really didn't think about nothing.
Exactly.
I was just happy to be there. I was just one of those guys just walking around in a circle, and when there's the opportunity to go out there and hit, I just walk up there. I think I was more nervous my second World Series in 1999, 3 years later than I was in 96. So, that's how, sometimes when you're so young, you don't think about nothing and you just go out there and play.
Yeah.
434 career home runs, and one of the greatest defensive center fielders I've ever seen play the game. To have all you're a complete five-tool player, and in my mind, a first ballot Hall of Famer. But
can you tell he's a Braves fan?
A little bit.
I'm kind of a Braves fan. I was a Braves fan in '86 when I was 7 years old. We were winning 30 games a year. Okay, $6 to get behind the dugout at Fulton County Stadium. It's not like that today. And
I appreciate that. I think consistency and going out there and wanted to be the best at your position and get the chance to play. Those things happen. I think it can happen to anybody that have a little talent. It's just dedication and hard work and what you want to do. So I was blessed, lucky, and I took advantage of it.
Mm-hmm. And you're still part of the Braves organization today. I see you still sitting in the SunTrust zone every now and then, and you're seeing some of the rising stars coming up. I noticed Michael Harris II turn your head the other day.
Oh man, excited player. We've been talking for a while and ask him. They keep asking if he's ready. I was like, I don't know how much ready you need this kid to be. So, they finally pulled the trigger on him and call him up, and we can see what he did. You can see when you put a good defender player in center field, and it can change the game. And since he got called up, you can see the Braves went on a hitting streak. I'm just not saying just him, but Swanson that plays shortstop, middle infielder. The catcher's doing a great job. Contreras and Dorneau doing a great job. So if you have a good, solid, up the middle defenders and guys that can put the ball in play and get the job done, you're going to be consistent. And we can see how consistent we are. Nothing against Duvall. He did a great job last year for us to win the World Series. But I think he's out of place in center field. So, we were just waiting for the organization to make the right move. And
we'd like to see the average get above 200.
Well, be honest with you, nowadays guys really don't worry about the average no more. It's like
right.
On base percentage or homer or RBI. So average kind of get overlooked a little bit, but I'm sure everybody don't want to hit under 200. So those are the things. But you can see when we had a good center fielder and saving runs, saving extra base hits, saving, making plays. You're gonna give your pitchers a chance to just not trying to strike out everybody, just throw strikes and let guys put ball in place. And Swanson doing a great job defensively and slow start, but now swinging the bat.
21 wins in June.
Like he is, and you can see how the record is. So, I'm proud of the guys that doing the right things and to make the team win.
Well, we're so glad that you're here today supporting the Marlon Marcus Foundation. Talk about your relationship with Marlon. How did you meet this guy? And there's got to be a lot to bring you out of Georgia to Prattville, Alabama today. So talk about that.
Well, first, we play against each other a lot in the Major League when he was in Philadelphia. I'm sure when he's hitting, he hated me playing defense because I probably took a lot of hit of him, an extra base hit of him. But I love doing these things. Marlon doing a great job with this foundation to help others, and so I like to do stuff like that. I like to support my peers, support any foundation that's doing raising good money for a good cause. So, this is my second year coming here now for this golf tournament. So, I always will support good friends.
Well, we love you, man. We're so proud to have you here. I know you got a 9 o'clock tee time, and it's 8:47 now, so probably need to let you get going. But we really appreciate you spending some time with us, Andruw Jones.
Thank you for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Andruw Jones, what an honor. Thank you, sir. Hit him straight today.
Thank you.
That's pretty cool.
That was pretty cool. Andruw Jones. Wow.
Andruw Jones, 434 career home runs.
I'm not even a Braves fan, and that was like kind of got a little chill action there. Because, that's like I said, it's a legend of the game.
1,300 RBIs.
Yeah.
Wow. That was really cool. That was really cool. I felt like Chris Farley for a minute. You remember? You remember when you made that catch against the wall? Remember?
Oh yeah. Hey, you went complete fanboy on.
Yeah, I did. It's like, oh my gosh, it's Andruw Jones.
It's like professional interviewer. Nah, fanboy.
At times, yes, I just become a fanboy.
But professional. Come on. We've never been professional.
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Professional means you get paid.
There you go. Oh.
Wrapping it up here at the Preferred Experience, Episode 6, Marlon and Marcus Foundation Charity Golf Tournament number 2. We got Marcus Jackson and his bodyguard, Elijah Lawrence, with us right now. Marcus, great night last night.
Yes, sir.
And an even better day setting up today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you guys really put on a classy show.
And that's important to us. Having so many people out last night, you had such a diverse crowd. To me, that's Prattville. That's what Prattville's about.
Yeah.
I talked to Stacy and talked to people throughout the community, and that's what Prattville is. Everyone coming together for a common cause and making it happen. And that's what last night was about.
No doubt.
It wasn't just about the foundation and Marlon and I, but it was about our community, and that's what Prattville is.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Elijah, what do you think about all this? I mean, this is a great event, but I mean, you kind of have to take care of Marcus as he's walking around today. What's your impressions of this tournament so far?
Well, my impressions is the fact that, I'm glad that I'm able to be here to enjoy this experience, because not everybody is able to enjoy this. Because there's some people who can't even afford a car, so how you think they're going to afford to be in a tournament? And it's just the fact that you got to enjoy the blessings that you got, because this all the M&M Foundation is a really big blessing, and hopefully we could just make it bigger to the point where we're worldwide known, to the point where we have everybody trying to come in, play in the tournament, to the point where we have to sell tickets to the point that they have to buy the tickets so that you can it'll be sold out. It's so that it'll be that big to the point where you can't even get in unless you buy the tickets real soon, or if you real close to Marlon or my hirer Marcus. It's just crazy.
They say without a vision, the people perish, and this is the vision right here. Elijah's got the vision. I think you need to hire him.
I will.
This guy needs to be promoting the whole thing for you, man. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, and that's what we're doing it for. Young people like that, and when we're dead and gone in 50 years,
10,
he'll no, they'll see the vision, and they'll see we've laid the foundation, and that he'll be able to come back and continue to care for his community. Because if you don't care for it, who else?
That's right. Yeah. It's up to you guys.
Yeah,
it's up to you, the future.
I mean, it's great to have him on here with us, Elijah with us, because it gives us the perfect example of what you and Marlon's vision is for this whole foundation is for these young men here.
That's what it's about. We want to make sure they have safe places in the community.
That's what the tournaments are for. That's what the auctions are for. That's what all this fundraising is for.
All about people like
Elijah, like young Elijah here, young American hard charger, the future.
Yeah. We need to bring him back to Otago County.
Yeah, I do.
Get him from out of Valiant Cross.
My parents ain't going to allow it. They ain't going out.
Okay.
The amount of times that I done
Hey,
begged and pleaded
hey,
for them.
we'll tip our hat now. Valiant Cross is a good. If he's going to go anywhere, that's where anywhere outside of the Prattville area, that I think we can. We'll allow that.
Yeah, I think he's in good hands. I think I know someone over there.
I guess.
1 or 2 people.
I guess.
3, 4.
If you got to go somewhere outside of the county.
Yeah.
But anyway, I know you got to get some photo opportunities done. You're about to tee off this tournament, so we're going to let you guys go. But thanks for spending a couple minutes with us, man. This is a good wrap up to today's podcast. We really appreciate it.
Thank y'all, man. Appreciate y'all.
All right, we're going to kick it to our poetic justice moment with Chip Powell and Lewis Mills.
Welcome again to the only choice in the river region to become versed in the tapestry and beauty of poetry. This is Poetic Justice with Chip Powell and Lewis Mills. Lewis, welcome.
Thank you.
Lewis, in the past, I've discussed, because you've been on all these dang festivals, and glad to have you back, by the way. Some of my favorite poets from past centuries, in just a couple seconds, tell me some of yours, who your favorite poets.
Well, the 18th century, 1700s, William Wordsworth.
Wordsworth, it doesn't matter.
Right.
It's the way we say it here.
That's right. The 1800s, Edgar Allan Poe. And obviously, we can't forget this one, 16th century.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know it.
Shakespeare.
Yes. Yeah, and, as and the guys that are, running the whole podcast here, Millzer and Will, they'll tell you, that's pretty much what I came up with, too. So it's amazing how we think. But anyway, which leads us in today's poem. What'd you pick out? I'll let you pick it out this week.
Yep.
So
Today's poem is The Eagle by Alfred Lloyd Tennyson.
Oh, yeah. Now, I can tell you right offhand, he's an English poet, and he actually was a poet laureate during Queen Victoria's reign in the 19th century. Of course, you knew that as well. But with that, listen, I'm going to ask a special favor. I mean, you may have to take a drink of water, clear your throat, get ready. I've heard this, and what a treat these guys are going to hear, people are going to hear today out there. You're going to do the poem in your old British accent that you used way back at here at Chevron when we worked pumping gas and all that. But
I got
with that, clear your throat real quick. There you go. All right, let's go ahead and go with it.
He clasps the crag with crooked hands, close to the sun in lonely lands, ringed with the azure world he stands. The wrinkled sea beneath him crawls, he watches from his mountain walls, and like a thunderbolt he falls.
Good gosh. Let me just say, how tough is it?
That works on the vocal cords.
And the way you can do that, and you did that way back then and still do it. Amazing. But let's get to the poem, the important part, not how you pronounced it. But anyway, it basically, what he's saying is what Al is saying here. I call him Al, most people know Alfred Lord Tennyson, but I call him Al. He portrays the swiftness and agility of the king of birds, which is obviously the eagle. It's like the monarch of nature keeping a strategic distance from the metaphorical wrinkled sea crawling below. I mean, that's the way I see it, but explain how you see it.
Well, a country boy would say it's an eagle flying off a rock down to the ocean and grabbing a fish.
There you go. Well, that's all we needed to hear from that. Another exciting episode. Thank you for joining us on Poetic Justice.
Wow. What can you say about such men?
I don't know if we could legally say it on. I'll have to check the check.
I don't know
box.
if it's right to say, but that was beautiful.
It was. It really brought a tear to the eye.
Yeah, it'll bring a tear to a glass eye. Yeah. Those guys.
I mean, who knew?
I didn't know.
Who knew the depths of Chip Powell and Lewis Mills?
I didn't know Lewis Mills had that in him to speak so eloquently.
That accent? Wow.
It was unbelievable. Unbelievable. With that,
I bet he was popular with the ladies back in the day.
I bet he was back in
Freaking
the 1850s when he was macking on the honeys in England. Well, with that, there's nothing left to do except take it to the Motivational Minute with Coach Donny Burnett.
This is Coach Donny Burnett, and here's today's Motivational Minute. Today is a pretty simple quote, one of my favorites, and we use it. We use it at football practice quite a bit, and we use it in the game, and then mostly in the classroom and the weight room. So here's today's Motivational Minute. Do what's right, not what's easy. Make yourself necessary to somebody. This is Coach Donny Burnett, and that's today's Motivational Minute.
Well, Millzer, that'll do it for episode 6 of the Preferred Experience. My fanboy moment is over, and what a good day.
What a great day. I mean, you just you got to interview a hero. It's not very often you get to do that.
It is not. It is not. And maybe one day we'll be heroes of theirs. Yes. Probably not.
Probably not. Probably not.
but you never know. We still got blood flowing through our veins, so there's an opportunity there.
Yeah.
So until next time. This has been Will Barrett and the Millzer signing off. Preferred Experience, episode 6. Thanks for listening.
All right, it's going to do it for this week. Man, Will, love you coming in, pinch hitting, and dude, you hit a grand slam tonight.
Well, expect nothing less from me, Daryl. I'm the best.